While everyone is making their New Year's resolutions, the WCHA is in great shape for the second half of the season. We had nail-biting overtimes, series sweeps, and conference upsets. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to Inside the WCHA. I'm your host, Rachel Herzog, and let's take a look at the games from the Minnesota Cup in Duluth, starting with St. Cloud State and Bemidji State.
The Huskies and the Beavers battled in the first game of the Minnesota Cup in Duluth on January 4th. Both teams couldn't find the back of the net in regulation, pushing this scoreless game into overtime. Bemidji State's senior forward Abby Haluska scored with 29 seconds remaining in the extra minutes, taking the Beavers to the championship game with a 1-0 win. Minnesota Duluth faced off against Minnesota State, fighting to get to the championship round. The Bulldogs had an early offensive push, but the Mavericks fought back from a 2-0 deficit as Jessica Condis and Claire Buterock scored to tie the game. It was pushed into 3-on-3 overtime, but the Bulldogs came up big as they made a tic-tac-toe play to put it past MSU's Abby Levy. Minnesota Duluth advanced to the final to battle Bemidji State. The Bulldogs claimed the title of 2020 Minnesota Cup champions with a 2-0 win over the Beavers. Ashton Bell notched her first of the game, and senior Riley Houston scored her first goal of the season to contribute in the win. Minnesota Duluth's Maddie Rooney posted 38 saves to earn the shutout. The Mavericks fought a 2-2 tie against St. Cloud State. Scoring went back and forth until regulation time ran out, pushing the game to overtime. In a 3-on-3 battle, Minnesota State's blue liner Tristan Truex scored to clinch third place in the Minnesota Cup for the Mavericks. Minnesota kicked off its 2020 year with a 6-3 win over Yale. The Gophers received goals from 6 different players in Saturday's game. Sydney Scobie was able to finish the game with 14 saves. Minnesota wrapped up non-conference play with a 4-1 win over Yale on Saturday afternoon. Grace Zumwinkle notched 2 goals for the Gophers, leading them to their 17th win of the season. In the opening match of the Battle of the Berg tournament in Pittsburgh, Wisconsin scored twice in the final period to earn a 3-1 win over Robert Morris. Wisconsin defeated Northeastern in a nail-biting 4-3 overtime win on Sunday. Britta Curl and Abby Rock struck first for the Badgers, but the Huskies didn't let up and pushed the game into extra minutes. With the luck of the power play, Caitlin Schneider snagged a rebound to win the game for Wisconsin, bringing home the championship trophy. This past weekend, Ohio State recorded their first shutout with a commanding 6-0 win over Minnesota State. 6 different Ohio players tallied a goal in Friday night's win, while Andrea Brandley made 13 stops for the Buckeyes. Ohio State completed the conference sweep against Minnesota State with a high-scoring 8-4 win. Freshman forward Jen Gardner was able to tally 2 goals for the Buckeyes in the victory. Wisconsin and Bemidji faced off at the Sanford Center, and Brett Pettit scored the game-winning goal for Wisconsin late in the second period to solidify a 3-2 win for the Badgers. Bemidji State came out swinging on Saturday as Claire DeGeorge got on the board early in the first period and scored the game-winning goal to upset the #1 Badgers 3-2. Minnesota traveled to St. Cloud to take on the Huskies. Although St. Cloud State started the scoring off first, the Gophers were able to tally 4 unanswered goals to earn the 4-1 win on Friday night. Minnesota was able to complete the sweep on Saturday as they scored 3 goals in the first period to edge out the Huskies 3-0. Sydney Scobie was able to make 28 saves to earn herself a shutout.
Hockey Day Minnesota is back, and the Minnesota Gophers will battle the Ohio State Buckeyes outdoors in Minneapolis at Parade Stadium. Catch this game on Fox Sports North with a 4:30 p.m. puck drop. Get the scores and highlights from all the games around the league right here next week. Thanks for watching.